Well, hello there and good morning, kids. Today it's Tuesday, May 12th. So we're getting closer to the most awesome day of the week, that is Friday. Yes, little by little, we're getting closer. First things first, like always, what's up? I hope you're doing fine. I hope you're doing good. I hope that you had no problems yesterday with the work. And if you did, that I was able to help you in the live question and answer session that we have in Zoom. Now, today, what are we going to be working with today? Today, we're going to be working with reading and we're going to be working with language. As you know, reading is part of phonology, so we're going to be working with phonology. We're going to have a reading about a leprechaun. If you don't know what is a leprechaun, you're going to learn what is a leprechaun. It's part of the Irish folklore. Their myths, their legends, the leprechauns are part of them. Okay, I really love the idea of the leprechauns. I'm sure you have heard it many times before. The whole thing of the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Well, that's because of the leprechauns. Okay, and then on language, we're gonna be working with prepositional phrases. You're gonna be like, what? What is that? Don't worry, you're gonna learn about it. You're gonna have a video so you can learn about it. Besides, obviously, in my video, so you have to click on it. I'm gonna give you a short explanation so you can work it out. And remember, if you have doubts, you can always send me a message or you can get online to the live session. That would be tomorrow. Okay, like, okay, I didn't understand this part, teacher. You know what, I'm gonna wait for tomorrow so you can explain to me. Okay, sure, no problem. If you have that kind of situations, just make sure that when you send the homework, send me a message telling me I didn't understand this topic. Could you explain to me that topic on Monday or Wednesday that we'll have the live session? Sure, and we check it out. Okay, obviously the work would be incomplete, but once I explain it to you, you can do it and you can send me the work so it could be complete. Okay, all right, good. So let's pass list. Let's see who is watching my video. Let's see, Sam, Santi, Romy, Regis, Danny, Fer, Johnny Boy, Oswaldo, Steph, Hannah, Gael, Minguela, Nata, Eileen, Rafa, Zoe, Cari, Sophie, Fiorella, Mr. Owen, Carlita, and Gerardo. I hope that all of you are doing fine today, like I said before. And I hope that you're ready to work. So let's get down to business, kids. Let me share my screen with you. And let's start with prepositional phrases. We're going right now to language, pages 85 and 86. Understood? Again, pages 85 and 86. Ooh. So, are you ready? It says here, prepositional phrases. Watch the prepositional phrases video so you're ready for class. And you're like, but teacher, there's no video here. Remember that we have Flip Classroom. Where you have to click to watch the video is this. The little arrows that are forming a circle. You have to click on there. If you click here, you're gonna be able to watch the video. The video is no longer than 4 minutes, okay? So click on it. It is extremely necessary to click on here to watch the video, okay? Again, you need to watch the video. Where? Here, click on it. It's no more than 4 minutes and you're gonna have a really short explanation. I'm just going to make an emphasis on it. So I'm gonna wait a bit for you to watch the video and then we can work, okay? So I suggest that you pause the video, you pause my video right now, this video that you're watching on YouTube, pause it, watch the video, and then come back, okay? I'm gonna wait a bit. See you in a bit. All right, if you already watched the video, welcome back. So let's continue with our class, okay? Prepositional phrases, like it says in here, prepositional phrases are formed with a preposition and a noun or a pronoun. What are prepositions? Prepositions, remember, there are words that can be like to, with, about, across, okay? There are words that are used in sentences to give us a little extra information, okay? Give me one moment. The gas is gonna pass by. Sorry about that. It is a sticky sound, you know. Even if you don't want to dance to it or sing it, you have to do it. But okay, now that it passed. Again, prepositional phrases are formed with a preposition, a noun, or a pronoun. Prepositions can be to, with, up, around, across, the, okay? And you have many other prepositions that you can use. You saw some of them, the most common ones, in the video. If you haven't watched the video, again, pause right now what you're doing, pause this video in YouTube, go to the AMCO page, click on this icon, and then watch the video, okay? Now, what is a noun and a pronoun? Pronoun, I, you, he, she, it, we, you, they, okay? Noun, a person, what you're referring to. Teacher Roy, a wizard, a dog, Chuchingis, whatever you want, okay? Now, we have here examples of how to form prepositional phrases. Look at it. It says, the cake with chocolate frosting is mine. What are you talking about? Yes, you're talking about the cake. But what cake? Which cake? The one with the chocolate frosting. With chocolate frosting. This part is a prepositional phrase. You're using the preposition with, and then you're using the noun, chocolate frosting. We hike up the steep mountain. The is going to be the preposition. Steep is going to be an adjective. It is going to be referring to extra information about how the thing is. What are we talking about? What is that thing? The mountain. So you're using the, steep as an adjective, and mountain as the noun. What are you talking about? Up the steep mountain. This is prepositional phrase. Here, read the following sentences. Underline the prepositional phrase and write the preposition on the line. Let's do it. I'll help you. I will read first the 5 of them, and then I'll help you with the first one so you know how to do it, okay? It says, number 1, we walk around the castle after dinner. Number 2, there is a large university in Dublin's downtown. Number 3, I like to play rugby with my friends when I can. Number 4, Sylvan lives across the hall from me. Every day, number 5, every day I walk over the old bridge. Now, what are you supposed to do? You have to underline and then write on the line the preposition. Number 1, remember I always help you with one so you know how to do it. We walk around the castle after dinner. First, you have to find the preposition. We know, that is a subject. Walked, that is a verb. Around, the castle after dinner. What are you talking about? It is going to be around the castle. Because what are you doing? You're walking, but where? Around. Around what? The castle. Okay, so it's going to be around the castle. Your preposition here is going to be around. Let's go to number 2. There is a large university in Dublin's downtown. Where is the university? There you go. What is the preposition? Good. Yes, I know we're doing like Dora the Explorer. I always tell you that, but that's how we have to do it now. I'm not there with you, okay? Number three, I like to play rugby with my friends when I can. Again, I like to play rugby with my friends when I can. What do you like to play? With who? That is the exact part that you have to pay attention. You like to play rugby, but what? How? With my friends. So the preposition is going to be very good. And what do you have to underline? I hope you're doing good. Don't worry if you're not doing good. I'm going to check it and I'm going to tell you. Number four, Siaban lives across the hall from me. Where does he live? Bien, yeah, very good, very good. Bien, bien, like they say in French. Très bien, excellent. Now, number five, every day I walk over the old bridge. Where do you walk over? Careful in there. Now, the next exercise, it says, read the sentences, circle the option with the prepositional phrase. You have here 4 options on each of these 5 sentences. And they say, the number 1, I have always wanted to take a visit to Ireland's countryside. Where have you always wanted to go? You have to make that kind of questions to understand where the prepositional phrase is in the sentence. People say you can find leprechauns in the forest. Where can you find them? Irish immigrants built the old house at the end of the street. Where did they build it? See, it's not that complicated. We're going to take a trip to Ireland's famous landmarks. Where are you going to take the trip? Number 5, people say St. Patrick drove all the snakes away from Ireland. Where did he drop all the snakes? See, if you make that kind of questions, if you ask yourself that kind of questions, you're going to be able to find the prepositional phrases in a sentence. Understand? Good. If you understand it, let's go to page 86. Prepositional phrases. We continue with the topic. Now, you have to write a sentence with the prepositional phrases listed below. Look at examples. The example, they're giving you the prepositional phrase already. During my trip. Okay, now you have to use during my trip to create a sentence. We went to 5 different towns during my trip. You can use the questions that you have been asking to make the sentence. For example, where did you go to the 5 different towns? When did you go to the 5 different towns? During my trip. I went during my trip, okay? Across town. I'm gonna help you with number 1, that's it. The other 5 sentences, you have to do them. The toy store that I go to is across town. Is the prepositional phrase? No. So is that correct? You tell me. Yes, it is a prepositional phrase because you're already using it here. They're already giving you the prepositional phrase. So even if I tell you is not a preposition, of course it's not a preposition. But here you already have across, and across is a preposition already. Okay? Remember, they're already giving you the prepositional phrase. So my sentence is correct. Careful in there. Remember, I always tell you, you have to be sure about what you're doing. I'm not always going to give you the correct answer. You can tell me, teacher, no, you're wrong. Teacher, no, yes, you're correct. If you feel that someone is not correct, if you feel that something is not right, tell them, even if it's teacher, obviously with respect, okay? But yes, my sentence is correct because they are already giving us the prepositional phrase. Careful in there, okay? Number 2, through the woods. Through the woods what? What do you do when you are in a forest? Exactly. So what would you do? What sentence could you create? I'll help you with number 2. That's it. No more help. No more help. I promise. What about I like to walk through the woods at night? Sounds good, right? Now do the next. Do the other four sentences by yourself. Once you finish that, we have to go to this part of partner work. Obviously, you're not going to do it with a partner. What you're going to do is quite simple. Here you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. 5 lines for 5 prepositional phrases. You only have to do is this. Like they did it in here. Since last year, near my house, during last week's class, you have to write the prepositional phrases in here. Not the sentence, not all the sentence, just the prepositional phrase. Across the city with my beautiful dog. Okay, just the prepositional phrase. You have to write them in here. How do you create a prepositional phrase? Let's remember preposition, and then you have to add a pronoun or a noun. You can also add adjectives to make it longer. With my beautiful dog. With is the preposition, dog is going to be the noun, and I'm adding the rest of the sentence so it can, the rest of the word so it can have more sense. My beautiful is the adjective, dog. With my beautiful dog. That's all you have to do in this part. Create the prepositional phrases, 5 of them, because you have 5 lines. Not all the sentence, just prepositional phrase. All right? That's all the work for phonology. I hope you understood it. If you didn't understood it, I suggest you watch the video again. Okay? And if not, like I said, send me a message. We'll check it. If we're not in the live chat because today is Tuesday, then you can wait until tomorrow and we can check it. If not, just send me a message and I'll reply to you right away. Okay? Let's go now to the other part of today. That is going to be reading. Pages 28 to 31. And it says, activate your brain. The following story is based on an Irish legend about leprechauns. It is said that if you find a leprechaun, he will grant you 3 wishes. If you have 3 wishes, what would they be? It is like a genie in a bottle, like Aladdin, but these little leprechauns, they grant you 3 wishes. And remember, the leprechauns, they're always taking care, making sure that the pot of gold is protected. They are the protectors of the pot of gold. Some people, according to the Irish folklore, they have found the leprechauns and used the wishes to make the leprechaun tell them where the pot of gold is. Imagine that you find a big pot, extremely big, with a lot of gold in it. What would you do with that gold? What would you do with those 3 wishes? I have a lot of ideas, but I want you to think of those 3 wishes. What would you ask the leprechaun? And what would you do if you actually find that pot of gold? Okay, here we have this little like video. It's not a video, it's actually 4 slides, 4 images of leprechauns, how they're supposed to look like. Remember, this is a legend. Legends, we already know that they're half true, half fake. We don't know which part is true, which part is fake. That is a good thing about legends. They mix reality with fiction, but which part is which? That's what I love about legends, okay? And I have shown you many legends before. Now, you're supposed to be reading. Click on the track, listen to the track, and at the same time start reading, okay? You're going to read about the pot of gold. Then, after you continue reading page 28, page 29, and page 30, here on page 30, this is part of the reading, and the last part that we're going to be doing, it's page 31. But before we go to page 31, here on page 30, it says insert commas into the sentences below where they belong. This part you have to do it. Page 30, grammar check, you have to do it. All you have to do is place the comma in the correct place in those 2 sentences. Understood? This part, you do have to do it. Please don't skip it. And then we go to page 31. That is the last page of today. It says, check your understanding. Imagine you are retelling this story. You're saying it again to someone else. Use the boxes below to explain what happened in the pot of gold. According to all the reading that you just had, what you have to do. What happened first? First, and you write down. Next, this happened, then this happened, and finally, this happened. I don't want you to write too much, just something short that we can understand the whole story with these 4 steps. Okay? Good. Then it says here, Sean met Patty when he was 4 years old, and again 20 years later. How were the 2 meetings the same? How were they different? Use the shamrock to compare the 2 meetings Sean and Patty had. In here, how was it when he was 4 years old? The first meeting, what happened? Then, what happened when he was 24 years old? The second time they met. And what happened in here in both? What happened in both meetings? What do they have in common? Okay? What happened only in the first meeting, what happened only the second meeting, and what happened in both meetings. Understood? Good. That's all the work for today. Let me stop sharing my screen. I'm sorry about the black thingy. Let's stop it. Woo, very good. Now, let's summarize the work of today, kids. Today, you work with language, prepositional phrases. Prepositional phrases are formed with a preposition, a noun, or a pronoun. Okay, I suggest you click on the arrows that are making a circle so you can watch the video that explains how prepositional phrases works. Okay, remember that it's Flip Classroom. In this moment, the classroom is you're going to explain how you use, what a prepositional phrase is and how you use it. Okay, so you have to watch the video to understand it. And then remember, you can have adjectives. You have different exercises where you have to underline the prepositional phrases and then write the preposition. Other exercises, you have to write your own sentences using prepositional phrases that they already give you. And then the last part, that is partner work, you're going to do it by yourself, but you're going to only write prepositional phrases. Example, around my beautiful house. Through the dark and scary woods. Those are prepositional phrases. Why? Because you are using the preposition, you are using a noun or a pronoun, and you can add an adjective to make it more interesting. Then, after prepositional phrases, we move to reading. And you were going to read about the pot of gold, a story of the Irish folklore, of a legend of the leprechauns. Then you're going to answer on page 30, a little grammar check where you have to put the commas in the correct place in 2 sentences. And on page 31, you're going to use 4 steps. First, next, then finally, to tell all the story that you just read. Last part is they're asking you to use the shamrock to tell what happened in the first meeting of Sean and Patty, then what happened in the second meeting of Sean and Patty 20 years later, and what happened in both meetings of Sean and Patty. And that's all the work of today. Remember, if you have doubts or questions, you can always send me a message in Algebraics. I'll try to answer it right away. And if not, if you want to wait for tomorrow that we have the live session of questions and answers, then just send me the message there, teacher, I'm not going to do this part, or teacher, I didn't complete this part. I'm gonna wait for tomorrow, and we wait for tomorrow to give you the correct explanation. Okay, a little bit more, a little deeper explanation, okay? That's it, that's all for today. I'll see you tomorrow, kids, and have a good day. Bye-bye.